G'day guys, my name is Paul and welcome to another episode. Now I've had a few people ask me if I can do a video on my camp setup, so yes, I can do that. I've also got a couple of bits of new kit that I want to show off. I've got a new swag and I've got some new hardcore lights for Christmas. If you're wondering what time it is, it's literally a couple of days after Christmas and I'm down at Wellington Dam camping for the night, testing out some equipment. So I'm going to go through the whole camp setup. Now, none of my stuff is overly expensive. I've got some good stuff and I've got some pretty budget basic stuff as well. So there's also a dude that feels the need to keep driving past on his off-road motorbike for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's because he can see a camera. Not 100% sure, but hopefully he's gone right over the other side there now and he'll stay there. So I will go through my camp setup as I set it up, and you will see exactly what I've got, and if I can remember, I'll tell you where I bought it from. All right, first of all, we do start with the ground sheet. Now this is basically just a King's 3x3 ground sheet. Cost me 30 bucks, I think it was, at the King's Super Centre. So this is basically, I've had this for 5 or 6 years and I've rammed some beach sand pegs through it. It's got some big holes in it, and you know what, if I do end up wrecking it, they're cheap as chips to replace, and it works, it does the job. So this goes down first. I've also started to use these drill-in pegs, $20 for about 15, I think it was, at Bunnings. So these are pretty simple, and I'm turning into a lazy bugger, so it's a lot easier to just do that to drill it in. I'm just going to loosen them up a little bit because I'm going to put my awning poles on these. Next we go with the awning. I do keep my sand flag in here, so that has to come out. It can go on the bull bar. And of course the wind has started to pick up just as I want to start pitching camp. So normally I would have the guy ropes in my pocket, but I've forgotten them, so I'll just go grab. Also forgotten to pull these out. There we go, that's the awning up, sort of. There we go, awning up. Now, these Velcro strips on these awnings are not that flash, so I just put these cheap little clamps on there, stop them from flapping around, because the Velcro is crap. And there we go, that's the awning up. Now I am thinking about replacing this. It's starting to get a bit old. The rivets in here, I occasionally have to replace them because they keep breaking. I'm going to look at a 180. I'm not quite sure whether to go for the, I think it's a Motop or the Dachi. Not 100% sold on the 180 because I like the coverage you get from this. But anyhow, that's the awning. All right, the next bit to go on is the awning wall. Now this is just a King's awning wall. It fits all of these types of awnings. It has the sail type attachment to go in this sail track here, or it has the Velcro attachments to come out the side to go on these poles. Now I used to have it out that way. I don't do it like that anymore because in winds it tends to bend these aluminium poles through flapping all night long. So I attach it to the sail track here and I bring it out down that way. Serves two purposes. It extends my footprint out this way and I can tuck the swag underneath it. The other one is it helps hold the awning down. So there's 3 more pegs in the ground holding this down, stops the awning from flapping over the other side. So it's quite simple. Just basically slides straight in here. And when it's not windy, it's a hell of a lot easier. There we go. And there we go, that's that part on. All right, the next piece of equipment is the stretcher. Now that's just a dune, 1 meter wide stretcher. Costs about $100 from Anaconda, and it gets me up off the ground. I can't sleep on the swag on the ground anymore, and especially with these new swags, they only have 50mm mattresses. The mattress just isn't thick enough, but on one of those, it's spot on. So that's the next piece. Pretty simple to set up. And then I just drag that underneath the wall, which still gives me all that space, which still gives me all this space underneath here to do whatever I need to do. So yeah. Okay, the next bit, and the whole reason why I really wanted to come out here, the new swag. Now it's a Darchi Dirty D 900. Two reasons I went for it. One, it's more compact than the King's one, so I've got more space in the back, which I'll insert some footage here showing you the difference between the two swags in the back of the canopy and the extra things I can now get in there as a result of going to this one. The other one is the King swag was a 1400 wide. That stretcher is only 1 meter wide, so therefore I had 200mm of non-usable space dangling over the edge of the stretcher anyway. So I thought I might as well go for a single, but a large single, and I like the size of this, and Gary's got one and he reckons it's awesome. So if Gary reckons it's awesome, it's good enough for me too. So I'm going to use it for the first time tonight. So we shall stretch it up. We shall stretch it up. We shall set it up. And there we go, that's the swag set up. A lot easier than the King's one. A lot easier. All right, next. All right, my table that I cook on. I think it's a Marquee blend or Lifetime brand. Bought it from Bunnings years ago. Cost about 10 bucks. Does the job. All I need is something to cook on, prepare my meal, and this is good enough. I don't like cooking off the tailgate because it limits you for your space and everything, whereas here you can just leave it set up all the time. So, table. Speaking of cooking, The next thing, stove. I like this stove. It's not that crash hot in really windy conditions, but then nothing will ever compare to the cyclone storm of a stove that I used to have. All right, just got to put the gas bottle on. That's the stove. All right, getting to the serious end of it now. Here we have, which I've shown you in a previous video, is the awning tent, so much for tent, the ensuite. So that is pretty simple to set up, and yeah, I do like having my own toilet and shower available to me whenever I want it. The only thing I'll say about this is make sure you've got everything out of this side of the vehicle that you need to get out, because once you've pegged this down, you obviously can't open the door. So pretty simple, doesn't take long at all. And don't these drill-in pegs make life so much easier? These straps are all fully adjustable. There we go, that is the bathroom. Here is the bathroom floor. That goes in there. And last but not least, we have the shitter, which might be in a king's bag, but it's certainly not a king's shitter. There are some things I do not want to do with kings, and shitting in them is one thing. It's a Spinifex. Now I prep it with water before I go. I leave home, so it's already got water in the bottom, water in the top, and a chemical pouch in there. And there we go. That is all ready for when nature calls and I can't be bothered digging a hole anymore. So yeah, awesome. All right, there's only one more thing left to do. And that is, of course, the one thing I do every time camp is set out. Or should I say set up? I'm a bit puffed. It's not that warm. It's about 24 degrees, but I feel warm. So that means I need one of these. Have I mentioned before I love this slider solution slide? Probably have. At least this time I don't have to hold the camera. So here we go. I still haven't had that Matzo sponsorship yet, so if anybody wants to call them, email them, please feel free. All right, cheers. Enjoy this beautiful view. So the one thing I did forget all about was my new Christmas present from the lovely wife. Thank you, Clarissa. Even though now you're watching this, it's probably March sometime. Hardcore lights, pack of 4, USB, rechargeable. I believe they're magnetic. Yep, cool, that works. Don't know if they'll stick to the car. Oh yeah, they will. Sometimes with the fridge magnets, the push barriers on, they don't stick. But literally push the button, bright light, not so bright light, very not so bright light, yellow bright light, tow truck lights. I can put them on the back of the tow truck. So yeah, not quite sure how well they're going to light up. They're obviously not going to stick to the aluminium on the thing. So yeah, looking forward to using those tonight. I have of course got lights wired in, but you know, you can put these around the place if you don't want to use those, or you've got the yellow for bugs and all that sort of stuff. So be interesting to see how those go tonight. So that's the latest addition to the camp setup. So yeah, looking forward to seeing how those go. All right, cheers. All right guys, well that is pretty much my camp setup. Some of it's reasonably priced stuff, and some of it's slightly upper market, and some of it's basically entry model stuff that I've had for years that hasn't failed me, and I'm still using it. So yeah, all good. So just like to thank you very much for watching this video. For those guys that asked me to do it, there you go, you asked, I produced, just especially for you. So thank you to our Patreon supporters. If you'd like to become a Patreon member, the link is in the description. You can join all sorts of tiers, and you get first-hand like sneak peeks to trips that we do. The more Patreons I get, the more videos I will put up. We do have a small family at the moment, but hoping to grow that. Subscriber numbers are everly increasing. They are going up really well. Trying to get to 5,000 by the end of 2024. So if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe now. Don't forget to like, share, all that warm fuzzy stuff. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on our next adventure. Cheers.